Hey guys, and welcome back to Leo Gaming. Yes, today we are doing a flight on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on the Xbox Series X. We are flying from Orlando International Airport to Cancun International Airport using the A320neo with Ryanair colours. Yes, as you can see, that beautiful Ryanair livery looks absolutely wonderful, guys, doesn't it? Just to let you know, guys, I have pre-recorded the footage because I don't yet know how to, on the Xbox Series X, record commentary as I'm playing the game. So I'm commentating after I've recorded the footage in the editing process. So the A320neo, we will be flying at a max altitude of 36,000 feet. The approximate distance is around about 996 kilometers, and the flight time will be roughly about an hour. But I won't be playing the full hour on the video. There will be snippets and edits and cuts. So, guys, as you can see, we are in the cockpit. What I'm about to do here is turn off the AI radio communications to start with, because what they tend to do is they start to put pushback too early before you've even started the engine, which gets slightly annoying. And so I like to turn that off and then turn it back on a bit later. So as you can see, I do use the checklist and I do use the evaluation tool in order to help me know where the buttons are, etc. Because I'm not 100% tooled up or skilled up on that yet to sort of memorise it at the top of my head. As you can see,
engine bleed air switches.
We're about to. A couple of them are already done.
APU master switch.
Here's the APU master switch.
APU start. On. APU start.
As you can hear, the engine starting up now.
Wait for avail lit. APU bleed. On. External power.
And listen to that roar of the engine
Fuel
there.
Pumps. On. Beacon. On.
And I must say, guys, this is such a beautiful game.
Orlando clearance delivery.
I do absolutely love this, the graphics of this game and how the cloud technology is used to recreate the whole planet. Absolutely fantastic. As you can see, I'm currently talking to the tower, trying to gain my IFR clearance before I actually start the checklist to start the engines themselves. A bit cloudy today, as you can see. Slight cloud covering, but it looks bright enough and high enough for me to have a smooth takeoff. Now I'll be using the ground services, guys. I will use the catering, the baggage, and I did try to use the jetway connection, but it refused. I don't know why. And you'll see that in a minute.
Orlando ground Maverick 1724, could you please send a catering truck? Maverick 1724, the catering truck is on the road.
Here comes the catering truck, guys. The passengers need food.
Maverick 1724, could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft? Maverick 1724, we can't connect the jetway to the aircraft.
I'm not sure, guys, why it refused to the jetway connect for some reason. Is it a glitch? Am I too far away? I'm not sure why that's done that. If you can let me know, guys, anyone who knows, guys, I'm not really sure why it's refused that. So here I am. I'm about to do the engine checklist procedure. There's a little history about the Airbus A320, guys. The Airbus A320 is a development of the A320 family of narrow-body airliners produced by Airbus. And it's based on previous models, the A319, the A320, and the A321. And it was renamed the A320ceo, or CEO, for current engine option. The first flight of the A320neo was the 25th September 2014, and it was introduced to circulation with Lufthansa on the 25th of January 2016. And its primary users are Indigo, China Southern Airlines, Frontier Airlines, China Eastern Airlines. So basically the Airbus A320 is a more sort of economical, friendly, less pollution, more for your mileage plane, which was very popular, and it did shoot out the door rather quickly. And the good thing about the A320neo is it's had 0 fatalities and no hull loss in accidents as of May 2022. So far, it's an extremely safe commercial airplane.
EPU master switch off.
See, now doing the after engine start checklist.
Normal.
Just let you know, guys, I am using keyboard, mouse, and controller. I use the keyboard to communicate with the tower and change the view and engage autopilot. I use the mouse for when I'm inside the cockpit to flick the different buttons, and I use my controller to basically manually steer the aircraft. So I do have a combination, guys. I'm looking hopefully to get a Thrustmaster set up at some point when I've got the money to do so. As you can see now, what I'm doing is I'm checking that my waypoints that are from my flight plan that I set up before we loaded into the game are in the flight data planner. And from here, this is where I can turn on Flight Director to make sure that my flight plan is followed when I engage the autopilot. And also I'm here setting the max altitude of 36,000 feet to make sure that the computer knows when I engage the autopilot that that's the altitude, cruising altitude that we want to climb up to.
Taxiing hold short runway 18 left using taxiway Bravo 4 Charlie Bravo 2 Bravo.
So I've just turned on Flight Director. And as you can see, guys, I do use taxi ribbons. That is purely because I don't know all the airports. I'm not clued up on all that. So I do use taxi ribbons. It does break immersion a little bit, but that doesn't bother me so much. Absolutely stunning views here at Orlando International. As a beautiful view. I do love the water there, the sort of tramway there on the top left-hand side. Absolutely stunning detail here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. For most of the handcrafted airports, it's like this. Absolutely wonderful. I do love flight simulators, guys. I haven't played a flight simulator before this since 1999 because I used to play Flight Unlimited 2 and 3 back on the old Pentium 2 processors. Because back then, guys, for the younger PC players, it was Pentium 2, Pentium 3. The higher the Pentium number, the better, the more modern your computer was. I used to have a Pentium 2 processor as a teenager. Flight Unlimited 2 and 3 were the games I played. And then, because my parents couldn't keep up with the rising cost computers, PCs, I moved to console. And after that, I just could never afford a high enough spec computer to run the simulators. So so many years I've waited for Microsoft Flight Simulator to come to console, and finally it has on the modern consoles now. What'll happen, guys, is once I have taken off, I use manual takeoff myself, and once I get to a certain height, I will use engage the autopilot to follow my flight plan. I will bring up the VFR map so you can see my flight plan path. But when you do your flight plan, you've got to change it to low altitude airways for the Airbus A320, and then that'll bring up waypoints along your journey. Now, what the AI system does is it automatically brings you directly to the runway. It doesn't matter what angle you're coming from, it brings you directly to the runway, and it's very difficult to get a landing approach. Now, if you change the approach or the takeoff departure route, you can get a much smoother approach line, and which brings you directly round to your landing runway, or the same with takeoff, it brings you directly round to your flight plan line in a much smoother manner than what the AI computer system does. So it's always better to manually do your flight plan yourself. Absolutely stunning views here, guys. Bit cloudy up there, guys. A nice big bit of cloud there. So, guys, we are just taxiing now. I will skip this and I'll take you straight to just before we're about to take off. So here we are, guys. We've just approached the runway.
Orlando Tower Maverick 1724 at
just gaining the clearance now to take off.
IFR to Cancun. Maverick 1724 QNH 30.00 wind 087 at 24.
See where it says 30.00 wind, I'm now changing the barometric pressure in the cabin to 30.00 to have a slightly better takeoff. And it is slightly misty, guys. I'm not sure if anyone else has noticed. Well, it feels like it's misty anyway in the distance there. And as you can see, another plane is landing there. Hopefully, guys, that big storm cloud we saw earlier, we are actually flying away from it, not into it. And we are just about ready to take off. Again, I will be manually taking off and setting the autopilot once we're at a good sort of distance in the air. We're on runway 18 left, taking off in a southerly direction. So, guys, I'll leave you with the takeoff.
Maverick 1724. Orlando departure Maverick 1724 is passing 1,200 feet, climbing 12,000 feet. Maverick 1724 Orlando departure QNH 30.00.
There we are, guys. We have taken off there. A lovely, lovely smooth takeoff. And as you can see, I brought up the VFR map now. This is obviously the line that my flight plan has taken. I made sure that when I took off, I was flying directly and I didn't have to make too many adjustments to get onto my flight path. You will notice when I engage the autopilot, because the AI autopilot is very aggressive once engaged. It will very aggressively go to the settings and move the plane into the settings that you have predetermined and you will see this in a minute when I engage the autopilot. I'll tell you exactly when. You'll see a slight aggressive nose lift from the AI. Using the VR map, I'm getting as close as I can to my line, so when I do engage the autopilot, it doesn't have to turn too much. And here we are, about to engage the autopilot. There we are. Oh, look, the slight aggressive. That's me engaging the autopilot. Now, the autopilot, I use one of the keys on my keyboard in order to engage it. I do prefer flying, guys, without being in the cockpit, because it's not like in real life. You don't have peripheral vision in the game. It's very annoying, and I get the ump of it. So I do as much as I can in the cockpit and bring it out as quick as I can outside of the cockpit. And what absolutely stunning views we've got here. Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful. Bit cloudy, overcast, but we've managed to skip through the clouds. But I do think we enter some clouds in a bit. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Some stunning views there, guys, isn't there, eh? You can't complain about this. You cannot complain about this game. Absolutely beautiful game. So what I'm doing now is, now the autopilot's engaged, it will climb to 36,000 feet, but it climbs it at a much more aggressive rate. I could set the vertical speed, which I have done sometimes, if I can be bothered. At each waypoint will have an altitude that I'm supposed to climb to by that waypoint, which gives you a much smoother climb towards your cruising altitude. But because I can't be bothered to do that today, I've set the top altitude of 36,000 feet. So when you set the autopilot, it will aggressively climb to 36,000 feet way quicker than what these waypoints would have you, which is why it aggressively climbs. As it gets higher, it does smooth itself out a bit, so it's not climbing as aggressively because of engine power. But that's how I work it. The waypoints are always good to have, because it gives you a general indication of how far you've got, and it just makes it easier to complete these stages of the flight. Just a quick history on the airport we took off from, guys. In Orlando International Airport. And yes, guys, I'm using Wikipedia. Please don't blame me. I don't have knowledge of these, so I'm just reading off Wikipedia. Orlando International Airport is a major public airport located 6 miles southeast of downtown Orlando, Florida. As we all know, Florida is home of Disney World. In 2019, it handled 50,613,072 passengers, making it the busiest airport in the state and the 10th busiest airport in the United States. The airport code, MCO, stands for the airport's former name, McCoy Air Force Base, a strategic air command installation that was closed in 1975 as part of the general military drawdown following the end of the Vietnam War. I did not know that, guys. I did not know that Orlando International Airport was once used as a military strategic base. Very good history there. I do like reading up on the airports I have to take off from and land at, because it just gives you a bit of knowledge about somewhere you've never been. Something you didn't know about Orlando, that there was a strategic military base there. Or the Orlando International Airport. And for some reason, guys, on this part, I went into the menu. I do not know why. So as you see, guys, we are slowly climbing to 36,000 feet. Absolutely stunning views. What do you think, guys? I mean, this game is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I could spend so many hours on this game. It's unbelievable. Anyway, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close it there and bring you back at cruising altitude at 36,000 feet. I will see you in a minute. And here we are, guys, at 36,000 feet, cruising altitude. As you can see, we are so high up. We have got the Chem Vapor Trail story, guys. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, really. As you can see from our VFR map, we are still following the flight plan. Lovely, lovely sunset views there over the ocean, or stun views over the ocean. Absolutely stunning visually, guys. And what I loved about this game is how the views do match that of what you see out of your cabin window when you're flying. That's what I love about this game. It matches spot on that view. We are currently flying over the Gulf of Mexico, guys. Just a little history on that. The Gulf of Mexico is an ocean basin and a marginal sea of the Atlantic Ocean, so largely surrounded by the North American continent. It is bounded on the northeast, north and northwest by the Gulf Coast of the United States, on the southwest and south by the Mexican states of Tamaulipas, Veracruz, Tabasco, Campeche, Yucatan and Quintana Roo, and on the southeast by Cuba. So yes, it's very surrounded. I would imagine it's quite a safe ocean. I don't think anyone's going to invade the US from the Gulf of Mexico. So yes, guys, absolutely stunning views. Beautiful views here. Guys, anyway, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of B-roll footage to enjoy. And we will come back as I am on my way down to land. See you in a bit, guys.
Maverick 1724 is at 8,100 feet, descending 3,000 feet.
And here we are, guys. We are on our final approach. Not final approach, but we are approaching Cancun International Airport now in Mexico. As you can see, we have descended to 6,000 or 7,000 feet. Now continually descended to 3,000 feet. Now there is something I want to say about this, is the ATC tower. I don't know whether it's a glitch or whether it's just how it is, but it seems to muddle up. It confuses your flight plan with real life, with how the tower wants, the altitude the tower wants. So for example, it tells me to descend to 3,000 feet, which I am doing. But when I get to 3,000 feet, following my flight plan, it will then suddenly ask me to increase my altitude to 8,000 feet, which I'll start doing. But then within 20 seconds, it asks me to decrease back to 3,000 feet. So what I advise is just follow your flight plan altitude, because you end up having a quick increase and decrease again. So it'll be a bit bumpy for the passengers. So just make sure that you follow your flight plan altitude, and when it comes to the approach, ignore the tower, because it will just go back to your flight plan. It's almost like it is a delay in it registering. Here we go. See? It's asking me to increase my altitude again.
Climb and maintain 8,300 feet, Maverick 1724.
So I start to increase my climb in a minute. Or is this the one I ignore? No, I think this is the one I ignore. It did happen just before this as well, in terms of altitude, so I ignored it this time. Because watch, and again, I haven't increased, but it will ask me to decrease to 3,000 again. There. See, if I'd listened to the initial instruction, I would have had to go through increasing my altitude, so then it's just drop back down again within 20 seconds. Bit cloudy here at Cancun. I weren't expecting this sort of cloudiness. I was expecting brilliant sunshine, but hey ho, all these young American tourists heading towards their partying destination of Cancun. See, Cancun, guys, is the European equivalent of Ibiza. or the British equivalent of Ibiza. We all go to Ibiza for the party, sort of drinking it up the wall for 2 weeks or 1 week, whereas Americans head to Cancun. It's the equivalent. And as you can see, we're now heading away from the airport slightly, but we're going around, following my approach that I set in my flight plan at the start, and following it around to align ourselves with a smooth landing for a smooth approach, straight approach towards the runway. So visibility is very low, guys. Not very good. So a little bit of history, guys, about Cancun International Airport. It's located in Cancun, Quintana Roo, on the Caribbean coast of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. It is Latin America's third and Mexico's second busiest airport after Mexico City International. In 2021, Cancun Airport handled 22,318,467 passengers, an 82.1% increase compared to 2020.
Maverick 1724 descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
Cancun, guys, itself
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
is a city in southeast Mexico on the northeast coast of the Yucatan Peninsula in the Mexico state of Quintana Roo. It is a significant tourist destination in Mexico and the seat of the municipality of Benito Juarez. Again, I've gone on to the main menu. I don't know why this keeps doing that. I think it's because I'm checking how long I've been recording for, guys. Because when I record, I use a USB stick, which I've formatted. And you can record up to an hour. Well, the Xbox itself can only record up to a minute or 30 seconds. So if you use a USB stick, you can record up to an hour gameplay and then plug it into your laptop or computer and edit the videos. Again, Cancun is the city on the Caribbean Sea and is one of Mexico's most easternmost points. So there you go, guys. Bit of history. Cancun and Cancun International. Very, very cloudy, guys. Hopefully we will be turning in approximately 4 kilometers to make our approach to the runway. Just let you know, guys, I do use the landing aid, the landing visual aid, because just to help me with the speed, etc. Turning the lights on now, guys, making sure that everything is prepared for the landing. So it looks like we're going to have a low visibility landing, guys. Which I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. At some point, I will let you know. I will disengage the autopilot and manually take control.
Contact tower on 118.1 when inbound. Tower on 118.1 Maverick 1724. Tower Maverick 1724 9 miles northwest inbound 4 DME 2 runway 12 left approach. Maverick 1724 Tower. QNH29.9 wind 092
There we go, guys. As you can see, I've got the landing guide.
Cleared for DME 2 runway 12 left approach.
Autopilot is still engaged. I have brought down the landing gear, setting the flaps. To slow my speed down, as that landing guide is a good indication of your speed as well. Once I've got really good at it, I've now disengaged the autopilot, as you can hear by the bleeping sound. I'm now manually controlling the aircraft. There we are, guys. We are now clear to land.
Runway 12 left, Maverick 1724.
That's it. Slowly approaching, guys. Slowly approaching. Very, very low visibility. Can't even see the runway yet. I do feel like I'm coming in a bit high. Although, this is the problem with Justin. I come in a bit high. But then I'm coming in a bit low. So what I do is I increase the flaps to speed up a bit. So you will hear the engines roar a little bit before I'm about to hit the runway. But that's because I'm trying to increase my altitude slightly to make sure I'm not landing basically on the grass before. So the flaps are now all the way deployed. To decrease my speed to 138 kilometers. Not kilometers, sorry guys, getting that wrong. There we go. I increase it because I feel like I'm going to hit too early. So guys, I will shut up for a minute and leave you with the landing.
300.
Tower Aero Inleases 10244 miles northwest inbound for DME 1 runway 12 left approach. Aero Inleases 1024 Tower. QNH 29er.9er 8 wind 062 at 15. Cleared for DME 1 runway 12 left approach. Cleared for DME 1 runway 12 left approach. Aero Inleases 1024. Aero Inleases 1024, follow the aircraft on the runway. Wind 062 at 15. Cleared to land runway 12 left. Maverick 1724, exit runway when able.
There we are, guys. We have touched down in Cancun International. Yeah! A little bit. I did feel like I came in a little bit too fast there. Bit of a heavy landing. Bit of a thump, so the passengers would have felt that. But overall, I got them down safely and efficiently. There was no bouncing around. I didn't bounce. I didn't shimmy all over the runway. So I'm actually quite proud of that landing, guys, especially with low visibility. Couldn't see the runway till very late on.
121.0 Maverick 1724.
And here we are in Mexico at Cancun International. So now just requesting my taxi to the gates.
1724, request taxi
My
to
predetermined taxi to the gates. Obviously you select a gate on your flight plan.
Taxi to gate 11 via taxiway Bravo Charlie. Taxiing to gate 11 via taxiway Bravo Charlie Maverick 1724.
I did notice a slight weird thing with this airport. You have to travel through some sort almost like jungle land before you get to your actual gate. Because it's through these trees. And you have to go across a public road by the looks of it. Waiting to see all the Forza Horizon 5 players whizzing around in their cars in a minute. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Imagine a simulator, like similar to this, but driving. Would that be good or would that be boring? It would be good. The novelty would be good to start with, but I think it would get incredibly boring after a while. A one-to-one reenactment of driving the world. What do you reckon, guys? Leave me a comment and let me know whether you think a driving simulator similar to a flight simulator would be good in terms of driving across the world globally. And the time it takes to, say, drive from one place to another similar to this is as of in real life. So again, a very weird. I'm expecting the Forza Horizon 5 players to be whizzing down them roads, but obviously not. And as we can see, we are taxiing to our gate across this sort of strange taxiway that goes through a jungle or a bit of a wooded area a little bit. So guys, let me know. I do like doing these videos because I do like doing the flying, I like doing the editing, and I like doing the commentating. If there's any destinations you want me to take off from and fly to, please let me know in the comments. I'll try best I can to do that video, as long as it's not too long. For example, like a 13-hour flight, because I don't have the time for that. Again, as you can see, the AI glitching here. If some reason it's telling me to go around this tiny little semicircle when I could just go straight across. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments any destinations you want to take off from and fly to. I like a bird's eye view as I'm coming in here, so I know exactly where I'm stopping. So yes, guys, here we are at Cancun International Airport. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you do like my content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons up on your screen right now, and check out any of my previous videos. I've got all sorts there, but I am trying to do more Microsoft Flight Simulator videos. Guys, that is the end. That is it from me. Hope you enjoyed this, and enjoy the rest of your days, weeks, months, and even your years. Love you all. Goodbye, guys.